On my left calf, I have a tattoo. This tattoo has 6 straight lines, each a quarter of an inch deep and about 2 inches long. It looks sort of like a barcode. I'm often asked by people who see me exercising, they see the tattoo and they're like, what's the go? And this tattoo is the simplest one I've got, but it has a lot of meaning. Each line in that tattoo represents me acknowledging something that at the time I thought I couldn't do, but then was subsequently able to do. It acknowledges the fact that I was able to overcome challenges and do things that I thought was impossible. The reason I got the tattoo was because I recognized the idea or the concept or the happening that when you do something that feels impossible, very quickly it becomes easy. Not necessarily easy, but easier. You move something from the realms of impossibility into possible, and it just becomes sort of everyday or run-of-the-mill. And we've all experienced this. As a kid, I'm watching my almost 3-year-old son taking his steps, starting to talk, getting better and better at life skills, and he's doing what was once impossible. Eventually, he's going to be walking, and he's going to be like, well, not even contemplating it. You don't think about the challenge of walking, but, he's almost at that state either. So basically what we're getting is that he's almost getting to a state where something impossible is becoming possible. Now, that happens to me and you in everyday life. We learn to write, we learn to talk, we learn to do all the aspects of our job, socialize. Any sport or hobby we get good at it. You can start, quote unquote, mastering things. Now, all of this applies on a deeper level, and there will be things in your life, and this is what happened to me, that feel impossible, and yet over time you're able to do them. So one of those things for me was writing and releasing and sharing a book. And that was my first book, Under the Influence. The reason this felt impossible was because that book itself was an act of therapy. It was an act of me dredging up all of the embarrassing and traumatic parts of my childhood with my father and getting out of my brain onto the paper and then sharing that with the world. That seemed like an impossibility. Every step of that seemed like an impossibility. And yet I did it. I was able to accomplish it. Now, there are other things that the tattoo represents, 5 more things, and since getting the tattoo done, I've done more things that I felt that I was never going to be able to accomplish. One of those was a 24-hour grappleathon, in the sense that I did 24 hours straight exercise, training, sparring, drilling, the whole thing. And I'll put a link down to both the book and the blog post that I wrote about the grappleathon. That's not the point, though. The point isn't the specific incidences. It's the fact that, let's say, prior to doing the grappleathon, that as a concept seems like an impossibility. Just imagine yourself exercising for 24 hours straight. No sleep, just continuous. Now that I've done that, now that I've sort of put that behind me, the thought of doing it again doesn't feel impossible, because I know it's not impossible. And if I was to attempt it again, I would be far more confident, and I know that I would be able to do it. There'd be no doubt. Whereas prior to going into it, there was doubt. So the reason for the tattoo is to remind myself that every time I see it, every time I doubt myself, I can look at it and go, okay, you've done things in the past that you thought were impossible. You put them from the realm of impossibility into the realm of possible. That's an amazing accomplishment. Perhaps the challenge that you're facing now isn't impossible. Perhaps that challenge is doable. Perhaps you'll be able to move it from impossible to possible. Don't give up. Keep trying. So every time I see my tattoo, they're the thoughts that go through my head. And I tell you what, it really is useful for me to have that reminder. And the reason I'm sharing this with you, I'm not saying get a tattoo. What I am saying is realize that there's things in your life that were impossible and now are possible. You can change. You can make an impact in your life and in the world. You can do things that seem impossible, and you've done them before. Be aware of the fact that there's this discounting. Like I said, it would be very easy for me to go, now since I've released that first book, I've released another 3, and I plan on continuing releasing books and blogs and podcasts, all of that sort of stuff. And it doesn't seem that hard anymore. It's still a challenge, it's still a massive effort, but it's not impossible. So it's very easy to discount yourself and discount your past self, but you are only you at this moment, and you back then struggled. When I first started exercising, I vividly remember this. I was with my brother, and for whatever reason, we decided to go for a run, and this run maybe 2 kilometers max. And we ran from our house to the end of the pier, and we were stuffed. It was the hardest thing we'd done in years, just 2 kilometers. And then we tried to do push-ups, and we could only manage 3. So at the time, doing that 2K run and those 3 push-ups, that was the absolute max. Asking myself then, or telling myself then what I was subsequently able to accomplish after starting exercise, and where I'm at now, it would be an impossibility. But now when I look back at that jog or that run and the 3 push-ups, it's laughable. That's just that's like a quarter of a warm-up for me, if that. And it's very easy to dismiss my past self and dismiss the fact that I pushed through and did it, because at the time it was very challenging. So there's a couple of things that I want to suggest here. One, if you're trying to change your life, or if you're thinking about changing your life, if you no longer want to be a wage slave, if you're not happy in your current relationships, make a change. Take the action. It might seem impossible, but you can do things. You can accomplish far more than you feel you can. There's a quote that I like, or an aphorism, I don't know, that basically goes, people rise or fall to the level of their expectations. If you set high expectations for yourself, I will wake up at this time every day and meditate. I will exercise every day. I will eat right. I will train hard. I will study hard. I'll work hard, whatever. You will start to rise to those expectations. If, on the other hand, you have low expectations of yourself, you will fall to those low expectations. I know this to be true for myself and for my coaching clients. It's very easy to fall to or rise to the level that people expect of you. That seems a little bit risky for me. I prefer to set a super high standard for myself and stick to it. Another one of these things that I thought was impossible, but I'm now able to do, was quitting sugar. I haven't eaten sugar for 10 to 12 months. And I don't think I'll ever go back. There's no real reason for me to do it. But that process took 4 years of slowly cutting down, trying to stop completely and failing, and then it just clicked into place. One of the factors that helped me very much was telling people, saying, hey, I'm letting it be known, and also mindfulness meditation. It just works. So I want to leave you with this. Consider what you do and what you have done, and look at the things that you've accomplished that seemed impossible and are now easy. And then when a new challenge comes up, or when a new desire comes up, or a new goal comes up, strongly consider if that too will become easy once you've done it. Or at least consider the fact that you've done things that were impossible in the past, and you will be able to do things that seem impossible now in the future. And therefore you should keep trying. Don't stop. Okay? If you come up with one of those, please contact me, tell me, let me know on social, at Zach P. Phillips, what the goal is, what you're aiming for, and then update me on your progress. Okay? Don't have to tell the world, tell me. And the act of telling one person will help you to accomplish it because it will keep you socially accountable. So contact with me and let me know. I'll put the links down to my website and social below at Zach P. Phillips, and my website's zachary-phillips.com. If you like this podcast and you want to support it, there's a couple of ways that you can do so. By checking out my books, you can grab yourself a copy. All my books are available as paperbacks, ebooks, and audiobooks. You can check out my Skillshare courses. You can get 2 months free access via the links that I'll put down below. But you can check out my courses and, cancel that sign-up fee before they deduct it, and it'll still give me a little bit of a kickback, and you'll get the benefits of checking out my courses, which is good. I've got a couple on meditation and one on lucid dreaming, and I've got a couple more coming on the concept of lucid dreaming soon. And if you really are enjoying the podcast, I'd love you to leave a review wherever you're listening to it. And basically tell people about it, because it really does help build up the audience and support other people. If you share resources and talks and stuff on your social about mental health and all of that sort of stuff, you're letting people know that you're a safe person to talk to and that they can come to you for support if needed. And, to get real for a second, this could save someone's life, in the sense that if someone feels safe to talk to you, if they're struggling, they might say, hey, please help. And if they do, you can help them if you're in a position to help them. Or you could potentially refer them onwards to therapists, to specific resources, or to books that you think have helped. Get the ball rolling and let them know that there are people out there that care. So have a good one. Thank you.